Hi guys, my name is Mr. Lenge and I'll be leading the tutorials for the sessions that we're going to be running on Scratch. Now, I was meant to work with you this half term, but unfortunately we're not able to do so for obvious reasons. So what I will be doing is I will be sending weekly challenges for you guys, and there's a reason why we're doing this, because I'm hoping towards the end of this year we'll be able to get together and we'll be able to use the skills that you're learning now to make, create and build something. So I'll be bringing in my physical programming devices and robots, and you guys will be able to use these devices because of the skills that you've used. The program we'll be using is Scratch, and I will try and make my steps as easy as possible so you can use it at home and at school. If you have any questions, make sure you send them to your teachers, and your teachers will be able to get back in touch with me. Hopefully we'll be working together soon. So the software we're going to be using today is called Scratch 3. To find Scratch 3, I'm just going to Google Scratch 3. And because it's one of the popular ones that's used by a lot of schools, it should be one of the ones that turns up towards the top. So I'm going to just click on that. And this is the Scratch homepage. As you can see, you'll be able to find a lot of projects which have been created by other users, as well as your tabs up at the top. Now the tab that we're going to be using is the Create tab, so I'm going to just click on that. And this takes me to my window where I'm going to be creating my own project. Just before we get started, we need to familiarize ourselves with our interface. Your working space is where all your codes and algorithms are going to go on. These are your tabs to show you the types of blocks that are available to you. This shows you what character you have selected, and this shows you your backdrops that you've got. Your backdrops are just your background. To get started, what we're going to do is we're going to change our sprite. Any character you used on Scratch is called a sprite. To do that, I'm going to first of all get rid of this sprite. Just click on the bin icon. Next, I'm going to click on the cat icon in the bottom right corner. Click on that actual icon, and as you can see, there are loads of sprites that you're able to use. You can find people, you can find transportation, and you can find normal different objects such as instrument objects. I quite like choosing Anina. I think she's really cool, so I'm going to go for her. Your turn. Have a go at adding characters and changing the backgrounds. So in order to get my characters moving, I need to create an X and Y axis, and I'm going to just do that by drawing a cross with the center being the 0 mark. Now my horizontal lines are the X axis, X positive, and then X negative. And my vertical lines are my Y axis, so Y positive, Y negative. So if I want my character to move towards the right hand side, then I'm going to change X by 10. If I want my character to go negative or backwards, then I'm going to change that X minus 10, and that's the negative side because it's on the other side of the 0. Next, I'm going to get my character to move upwards, which is the positive, which changes the Y to 10. And then I'm going to get them to move downwards, which changes Y to minus 10. Now I'm going to apply these to Scratch, and I'll show you how they work to get my characters moving. Using that information to get my characters to move up, down, left and right, I'm now going to go onto Events on my tabs. and I'm going to choose 4 buttons or 4 keys that I'm going to drop down. So when the space button is pressed, I want it to do something. I'm going to drop that on 4 times. Now the reason I'm dropping it 4 times is because I'll be able to edit the button that's used. So instead of space, I want my character to move right, and then left, up and down. So right, left, up and down. To get my characters to actually move, I need to now change the x-axis and the y-axis. To get my characters to move right, I need to change x by 10. And then if you remember, the negative was left was negative, so I need to change x by minus 10. Minus 10. When up arrow is pressed, I want to change y, the positive, by 10. And then when down arrow is pressed, I want to change y by minus 10. And there you go. If I press up, my character is moving up. If I press down, you can see my icons light up. My character moves down. If I press right, she moves right, and left, it works. Brilliant. Now you guys can create your movement and get your characters to move across the screen. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our characters change their costumes. If you look at the tabs at the top, you'll notice that one of them says code, that's where we've got all our code tabs, and the other tab says costumes. Now Anina has got a few different costumes. Because she's such a cool person, she gets to dance as part of her costumes. What I want to do is I want to move Anina to the left and make her dance as she moves to the left, and then do the same for the right side as well. To do that, I'm going to go to my code, go on to my look tabs, and then I'm going to go and select next costumes. Attach these next costumes to my right arrow, and then attach another one to my left arrow. Now when I press left, Anina will change her costumes. Sorry, that's right. And then when I press left, Anina is still changing her costumes as well. And that is how you change the costumes.